Hello and welcome back to another video, and today we're looking at the World Cup 2022 that's happening in Qatar, and we're going to show you how you can get your class involved, a little bit of math task, but basically a bit of a fun thing to keep checking back each day and hopefully have a bit of fun watching who is going to win the World Cup this year, because one of the first times we're going to have the full World Cup pretty much being played while we're at school. It's definitely the first time it's ever happened in November and December at school. And it's just going to be a bit of a fun thing to go through and keep going through up to Christmas, because the World Cup finishes just after we finish for the Christmas holidays. So on the screen you can see this is on TES, and just to be clear, this is not my resource. This is something I found online, and it's from a guy called Sunrise 2004, which you can see him up there, who seems to have made them for every Euros and World Cup for the last, I don't know how many years. I used his resource for the Women's Euros last summer with my class, and it was really fun. It was really good. And so I thought, you know what, why not do it again this year for the World Cup? And I thought I'd share it with you guys. I'll try and put a link in the description down below, so hopefully you can have a go and use it with your class too. He has put it on there for free, which is very obviously kind of him. And so yeah, we're gonna have a look and see what it looks like. Now, I have got it up on the screen. It is on my Mac, which doesn't really show the Excel spreadsheet as amazingly as it could do. I'm hoping it's all gonna work fine, but I will obviously let you guys know that if you download it on a computer, Microsoft Office, it works amazingly well on Excel. It's really good on there. It's what I use at school. So do get it downloaded on there, and it will hopefully work a lot better and look a little bit better. But first up, you get the how to play screen, which is here. Now, you can see the team sheet you get on the next screen, and I'll go through that in a second. The players, you have to be filled in by the teacher or the children. And then the results, you put the results in and you get to see what happens. So on the team sheet, you get this sheet. Now, this sheet prints off on one side of A4, so it's perfectly fitted for that. And you can give it to the class, and it can be a fun activity, a bit of a math activity for them to pick their teams. So they get £49 to spend. You have to pick one team from each group, and the 8 teams have to add up to that £49, or obviously less, but they can't go over it. And you have to get as many points as you can. Now, each team gets a point. You get 5 points for wins, 2 points for a draw, 3 points for a goal in normal time, -2 points for a goal against in normal time, -3 for a red card in normal time, 10 points if you get through to the next round, and then on and on to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and 10 points if you win the final match. So you can see here, there's some examples there of the type of points you get for each different score. So when you print this off, the child will obviously put the name there and put the class over there, and they'll write down each team they want to pick and the cost, and they can add up the cost. There's also a tiebreaker down here, so the first goal in the first minute, you can put that in there to see if you need a tiebreaker at the end if everything is level. So you go through and you pick all your teams. Now, for instance, you might pick Netherlands, USA, Mexico, Tunisia, whatever teams you want to pick. You go through and pick one team from each group, write them in, add up your cost, and make sure it stays to less than £49. That's it. So on the player screen, you then type into the points section, you type in equals, and then all the teams with a plus between. So you can see over here, it says click on the 0 to see how to enter teams. Now, you do have to put this in, and it does work on Excel. I'm not sure it's going to work on my Mac here, but you basically type in an equal sign, and then you type in the name of each team. So if we go over how to play, it says in here how to put them in. So for example, if you've got Saudi Arabia, type in Saudi Arabia, then a plus Iran, Iran technically, plus Peru, plus Argentina, plus Brazil, plus Germany, plus Panama, plus Japan. That will automatically go through and add up all the points for those teams as you go through the different games. So you go through and put that in next to each person's name. Now, you can put in as many players as you like. I think at the minute mine's up to about 35. I'm going to try and get a few other classes involved too. So we're going to have a lot of people with a lot of different points going on. But you go through and put in next to each person equals, and then the name of all their teams with a plus in between each one. Then on this screen, you go through and you input all their results. So for example, the first match I think is Ecuador against Qatar. So in that match, let's say Qatar win 2-1. So next to Qatar, I'm going to put they won. I'm going to put next to it that they scored 2 goals, and then I'm going to put they conceded 1 and there were no red cards in the match. I'm then going to go to Ecuador in their first match because they lost 2-1 to Qatar. I'm going to put lost, they scored once, they conceded twice, and again, no red cards. So you can see there the total here. Qatar are now on 9 points and Ecuador are now on -1. So if we go back to the player screen, I'm now on 9 points. I think they must have put in Qatar automatically for me. So I've got 9 points for that, which is fantastic. Go me. And obviously anyone that's got Qatar would also be on 9 points. Anyone that's got Qatar and Ecuador will be on 8 points because they'll have got 9 and they'll have got -1, and so on and so forth. As you go through and put all the scores in for each game, the scores automatically add up. So we've gone through and kind of predicted all the scores all the way to the final, and someone came out the winner. The winner then gets put onto this. So again, automatically when you update it, the name of the winner goes on there with the score of the number of points. You can hit update. Again, on Excel it's much simpler than on, I think this is called Sheets or something, or Numbers on Macs. It's not as good as the Excel version. And here you've got a little summary of the point screen. But it's just something that, you know what, it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun to have with your class as the days get colder, as things get darker, everyone gets really busy. It's just something you can check back each day. I've put up a great big wall chart on the wall as well, so we're going to put the scores on there each day so we can keep track of who's playing who each day, and hopefully we're going to have a little bit of it on in the classroom too, especially like the England matches. But it's just something to have a little bit of fun. And hopefully by the end of it, we'll have a winner, and obviously they'll win some chocolate or something like that. But hopefully you guys can have a go at it yourself. And like I said, it's not my resource. So thank you very much to, I think it's Sunrise 2004. Let me go have a look again properly on Safari. There. Yeah, Sunrise 2004, who's been putting these up. I've used them before. They're absolutely brilliant. So thank you, whoever you are, for doing these. Hopefully you guys can have a go as well. There is also, when you download it, a little PowerPoint to have a little introduction, explain the rules and that kind of thing to the children. And hopefully you can enjoy it and maybe even tweak it and do it your own way, your own little thing. I'm hoping to get lots and lots of class and teachers involved at school so we can have a bit of fun with it and see who is the final winner. So thanks very much for watching this, guys. Hopefully it's useful in your classrooms, and I will see you all again very soon.